we are going to see 62511 May June 2024. It's a physics paper 1 multiple choice question. Okay, first question. Okay, the length of a diagram. The diagram shows an enlarged drawing of an end of a meter ruler. It's been used to measure the length of a small feather. Okay, what's the length of the feather? Okay, when you make it a clear diagram, it's here 29 and here it is 10. So 29 minus 10, it is only 19 mm. It's a mm ruler. So first one is the answer. Second question, the diagram shows two objects x and y suspended from an identical springs. The extension of each spring is different. Okay, which row compares the mass and weight of the two objects? On seeing the figure, it's clear that the mass of the stuff, mass of the object x, that the stuff or the amount of matter in the object x is less compared to the object y. Therefore, we will conclude that weight is a gravity thing we are taking into account, that is different. So from this condition, mass is less for x compared to the y. Okay, mass is less compared to the mass in the y. So this is two conditions, C and D will come, but both the objects have the same weight. No, weight of the x is less compared to the weight of the y. So it's D. Okay. Next question. A plastic bottle contains 750 centimeter cube of oil. The diagram shows the mass of a bottle being measured when it's full and then when it's empty. So when it is full, volume is, total volume I am making, it is 750 centimeter cube. Empty bottle is 650. No, bottle full is 650 and minus empty is 600 grams. Okay, we will make this one. Then how will you measure it? You have to measure the density. So for density, formula is mass by volume. How will you calculate the mass? We have calculated, it is from the full bottle minus this one, it is 600 grams divided by your volume is 750 centimeter cube. Okay, so 600 by 750, 60 by 75, it is 0.8 grams per centimeter cube. Okay, 0.8 is in A. Next question. Okay, this is an extension load graph is been given and the unstretched length of the spring is 15 centimeter. When an object of unknown weight is suspended on the spring, the length of the spring is 16.4. What is the weight of the object? So extension equal to, okay, extension equal to stretched length minus unstretched length. So stretched length is 16.4 centimeter minus the unstretched length is 15 centimeter. So it is 0.4 centimeter extension. Okay, extension is 0.4 centimeters. Now we have to find the formula K to find the answer. So to find K, we will use the formula. We will calculate the K from the graph. That's nothing but dy by delta y by delta x. It's a slope thing we have to calculate from the graph. So I will take the point, this one, that is 5, 2 and here 2.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2.5, 1. I will take these 2 points and calculate dy by delta y by delta x. So on calculating, it is 1 minus, I am taking 1 minus 2. Okay, 1 minus 2 divided by x value is 2.5 minus 5. So your answer is 1 divided by 2.5. Okay, 1 divided by 2.5, or which is equal to, I think, 1 divided by 2.5. So here the graph is in the reverse form. Generally we will have force in the y axis and extension in the x axis. Okay, so we will reverse it. So it will become 2 point for reciprocal. I am taking it's 2.5. Okay, this it becomes 2.5 for the reciprocal answer. So our for calculation for extension is W weight. They are asking weight is equal to K, that what we find out here, into the extension value. Okay, weight is equal to K into extension. We know K, we know the extension value. So K is 2.5 into extension is 0.4. So your answer is 3.5 newtons. Okay, this one C. Next question. A student determines the position of the center of gravity of a piece of card. The diagram shows the equipment that is available. Okay, the equipment is not drawn to scale. That is also mentioned. What is the piece of equipment not needed to measure the center of gravity? I think everything will be useful in one other way. Here we can stretch it by a thread or by hanging a weight. Pin is also used to measure with the thread with the center, but the stopwatch is not useful to measure the center of gravity. A cyclist stops his bicycle using the brakes. Which row about the energy stores is correct? Okay, first one decreases, second one increases. So he has to stop. So the movement is coming to a halt. So Ke will be, that is the kinetic energy is decreasing. Okay, because it is coming to a rest, whereas the energy is converted into, what form of energy is converting? It is converted into a thermal energy which is being stored in the brakes. Okay, thermal energy is converted, kinetic energy is converted to thermal energy and is stored in the brakes. So answer is B. Friction between the pads that makes them to come to the halt. Seventh question. Okay, seventh question. A man applies a force of 40 Newton to push a box along the floor. Okay, so what are all the data given for our question? First we will have to measure the power required to push the box by 4 meters in 3 seconds. So distance is given, this is distance. Okay, the time is given, then the load is been given 4 newtons. Okay, or the weight, okay, 4 newtons is been given. So W equal to 40 Newton, distance equal to 4 meters, and time taken is equal to 3 seconds. Okay, from the formula for power, I will write it here. Power is equal to, okay, work done by time taken. We will substitute everything. So 40 into 4 divided by 3. So your answer will be around 53.33. Okay, 53.33 Newton meter per second, which is 1 Newton meter per second equal to 1 watt. Okay, so our answer is same. So your answer will be C. Next question, 8th one. 4 identical submarines PQRS are there, lowered from one depth to the another in the water the constant density. The initial and final depth of each submarines are shown. Okay, we will find first the depth, because they are asking us which row is the correct for the differences in pressure from initial to the final depth. So based on the depth we have to calculate the pressure. As the depth increases, okay, depth increases, pressure increases. Okay, as depth increases, pressure increases. From this data we will calculate for P, Q and R and S for the pressure, depth alone. Okay, for the depth it is 30 minus 10, it's 20 meters. For Q it is 70 minus 50, it is 20 meters. And for R it is 50 minus 10, 40 meters. And for S it is from 70 to 30, it is 40 meters. So for R and S, okay, it is 40 meters, whereas for P and Q it is 20 meters. So depth increases, pressure increases. Least change in pressure will be for P and Q. Okay, least change in pressure will be for the submarines P and Q, whereas greater pressure will be in R and S. So answer is A. Sometimes describing the changes of the state are listed. Which two terms identify the same change of state? So evaporation and boiling looking to be similar. What is evaporation? It appears to be the movement of the particles or escape of the particles from the top surface. Okay, escape or movement of these particles from the top surface, whereas here the particles move throughout the liquid. Okay, the boiling occurs throughout the liquid and throughout the liquid. Here also the state of liquid is from changes from liquid to gas. Here only the change of state is liquid to gas for both the conditions. So it is 1 and 4. Okay, it's 1 and 4. It's 1 and 4. Okay, can we go to the next question? It's 10th question. The diagram 1 shows the apparatus of being used to absorb the smoke particles. Okay, the diagram 2 shows how a smoke particles moves randomly. Here it's a Brownian movement. Okay, why do the smoke particles move randomly? Because according to the Brownian movement, air particles move randomly in all directions with a random speed. When they hit a smoke particle, they cause the smoke particles to move in the random motion. So it's just by hitting the air particles this is happening. Okay, smoke particles, air particles hits the smoke particle and then they move together or move differently with their speeds. How is the temperature in degrees Celsius converted to a temperature in Kelvin? Yes, for 0 degree, that's the formula I am writing here. 0 degree, it is 0 degrees centigrade. I will write it fully. Okay, for 0 degrees centigrade, it is 273.15 Kelvin. That's the formula we will use, or generally by adding 273 to the degree centigrade, we will get the answer to Kelvin. Okay, so this is the answer. Add to the degree centigrade value 273, you will get the answer in Kelvin. Next question, the 12th diagram shows the frictionless piston inside a cylinder. Air inside the cylinder is heated. The piston moves in a direction as shown, that is, it is moving outward. Okay, it is also been heated up. Which statement about the air inside the cylinder is correct? The piston is moving here outwards. Okay, the heating process makes the volume of the air to increase. Okay, volume of the air here inside gets increased. Volume of air particles gets increased because it's moving. Pressure is constant. Okay, pressure is constant. So what is the thing they needed? When the temperature and the volume increases at a constant pressure. Or what is the thing? Temperature increases. Yeah, as the temperature increases, volume increases, but at a constant pressure. So it's A. Pressure will be constant. When here heating up, pressure will not change. Only the volume of the air particles will be changing or increasing. Okay, as there is a more space to move out. Can we go to the 13th question? What increases when the temperature of a copper block increases? As the temperature increases, what are the things they needed? The number of copper atoms in the block increases. When the temperature, which increases? The melting point of the block, the internal energy of the block, or the density of the block. As the temperature, okay, increases, what are all the changes we will see? We will see the density, it's moving down. Okay, density decreases. Okay, as the temperature increases, density decreases. What about the internal energy? That is the total amount of kinetic energy and the potential energy, chemical potential energy. It will get increased or it will get increased. It is the total amount of kinetic energy plus chemical potential energy. This will get increased, but still they are proportional. Okay, so the internal energy of the block will get increased as the temperature of the block increases. Can we go to the next question? It's the 14th question. A textbook gives the description of a thermal process as more energetic molecules escape from the surface of a liquid, which causes the liquid to cool. Boiling, the process occurs throughout the liquid. Okay, bubbles will form throughout the liquid. Okay, the bubbles will form, and then more kinetic energy particle will come at the surface and gets escape. It's also a cooling process, whereas in evaporation it takes place only at the top surface of the liquid. Okay, it occurs only at the top surface of the liquid. So here what they are asking, it occurs in the top surface only. The escape of the particles occurring at the top surface from the surface of the liquid alone. This means, so it is evaporation. Okay, 15th question. In which situation is radiation the main method by which energy is transferred? What is meant by radiation is the transfer. What is meant by radiation? Radiation is the transfer of heat through electromagnetic method. Okay, so where is heating of a pan here? Using a camping stove? No, I think it is B. Okay, the radiation is the sun's ray we are hearing. So sun's ray, there is a radiation which is providing light as well as warmth to us. This is the answer for 15th question. Now the 16th question. The diagram represents a wave. Okay, it shows the x and y. I will draw a line in between before going to the question further. Okay. Okay. Now we have to calculate the wavelength and the amplitude. Amplitude, I will mark with a color. Okay, amplitude is this one. This is amplitude. So then y will be equal to y by 2, because y is the total distance, so it is y by 2. So wavelength is from one crest to the other crest, from this part to this part. Here totally 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. So x divided by 4. Okay, to get the wavelength answer. Total 4 crust is there, 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. So it is x divided by 4 for the wavelength. So it is x by 4 and y by 2. Which row describes, next question, which row describes a seismic P wave? 17th question. Seismic P wave. Yeah, seismic waves, there are P wave and S waves. But P wave we have heard it is a longitudinal wave. Okay, it's a longitudinal wave, as well as it acts along the direction of propagation of the waves. Okay, so it is parallel most probably. This is the answer. It is parallel as well as longitudinal. Next question, 18th question. Which diagram shows the waves diffracting? What is meant by a diffraction? The speeding of the waves around the obstacles. Okay, speeding of the waves around the obstacle. Okay, so how it moves? So from here it is not moving outward, or it is not moving, it is also get diffracted here. So only D is the correct answer. It moves over the obstacle and get expands. Okay, 19th question. The diagram shows a ray of light in glass incident on the surface between the glass and the air. Okay, what happens if the angle of incidence is made larger than the critical angle for the glass? So if it is larger than the critical angle, the light will not be refracted outwards. Automatically it will reflected back into the surface, glass medium itself. Okay, it will reflected back into the surface. So it is called the total internal reflection. It is reflected called total internal reflection. It is more than the angle of incidence. So this is the condition. Angle of incidence is made larger than the critical angle. So it is reflected back into the surface itself, the same medium. So what is the answer for this question? There is only refracted ray inside the glass. This will be the answer. Okay, 20th question. The red light of a frequency is 430 10 power 12 hertz, has a wavelength of 700 into 10 power minus 9 meters. What is the possible for blue light? Comparing the red light, blue lights will have, I will write here blue light. Okay, I will change it color. Okay, shorter wavelength, and one thing is this one, and higher frequency. Okay, so shorter wavelength, which one is having a shorter wavelength compared to the red? It should be shorter. So it may be, what is the answer for this question? Can you remember? So it is maybe, I think for blue it should be 450 to 485. So it is either this one or this one. Okay, and the frequency should be in the range of, for blue it is 620 to 670. I think which matches. So here alone. So answer is C. Compared to that, this is the condition for blue light frequency. Okay, 21st question. Okay, infrared is useful type of electromagnetic radiation. However, excessive exposure to infrared can cause harmful effects. Which row gives a use and an harmful effect of our infrared rays? What's the use of infrared rays? It's used in the detection of cancer. It is correct. It is also correct. It is also used in the intruder alarm. This is correct. But on the harmful effect, on the first two alone I will go through, then we will go through the remaining. Okay, then it is harming and harmful effect, that is skin burns. One use is, this is correct, both are correct, and skin burn is the negative thing, and one more is heat stroke or heat cells of the body, internal, the heating of the body cells. So I think these two matches, so we will go for B. Okay, it's used in the alarm as well as in the home as well as in the other offices. Now 22nd question. The table shows the data for hearing ranges of different animals. Which animal has the most similar hearing to human? Okay, first we will write how much for the human range. We will generally heard as 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz for human. Nearby anything is there? It is 20, but it is not 20,000. Here it's a beginning itself 20,000, but the last one elephant, you see, it's nearer, so it is 16 to 12,000. So we will go for elephant. Now 23rd question. Which description of ultrasound is correct? Ultrasound, how it's travel? Sorry for the thing. 23rd question. Which description of ultrasound is correct? So ultrasound waves are longitudinal waves. Generally we've heard ultrasound waves are longitudinal waves. Okay, it is both are longitudinal waves, but where the frequency is 20,000 hertz. Okay, have you remembered? It is frequency is 20,000 hertz. So it's A. 24th question. Which diagram shows the pattern and the direction of magnetic field lines around a bar of a magnet? So it should be north south. We will first consider north south. Here it is there. Similarly here, but the magnetic lines, okay, should be from north to south. So here it is north to south. Here also from north to south. 1 minute, I'll make it clear. It is also from north to south. Okay, this is clear. But from the bottom side, if you see, it is from south to north it is going. This is wrong. Okay, it should be from north to south only. So this is the correct one. A. Which material is a good electrical conductor? So different materials are there. We will remember silver, okay, copper, gold. I think something I am writing which I remembered. If you remember something more, please remember it. Anything is here with this? Generally our wires in the house are made up of copper. We will remember that. With that we will write the answer. 26th question. What is an electric current and how is an ammeter positioned in a circuit to measure the current in a resistor? So what is an electric current? Definition of electric current remembered. It's a flow of charge. Okay, it's a flow of charged particles such as electrons through an electrical conductor or a space. Okay, this is the flow of charge. Either this one or this one will be the answer, whereas the position of ammeter should be in the series part to connect the answer, to connect of the total current passing through it. So to find the total current passing through the circuit. Okay, so this is the answer, B1. Okay, 27th question. Which unit is used for potential difference between 2 points in an electrical circuit? So in an electrical circuit, when measuring the potential difference between 2 points is by voltmeter is used, okay, to measure the potential difference. So the unit will be volt. 28th question. The circuit in the diagram contains 4 switches, S1, S2, S3 and S4. Which 3 switches must be closed for a heater to work? I think heater is been connected to, 1 minute, heater is connected to switch 3, I think. Yeah, heater is connected to switch 3. This part. If other things are closed, automatically this will be working. Okay, so switch S1, S1, S2 and S4 should be closed. Okay, automatically S3 will be in the circuit part to work. Okay, now the next question, 29th. The metal case of an electrical appliances is fitted with an earth connection. What is the purpose of this situation? So if it is making an earth connection, generally electrical appliances fitting with the earth connection is to avoid the shock or electrical shock to the users. That is to protect us. So this is the answer. Next question, 30th. A student moves a magnet into a coil as shown. The voltmeter measures the magnitude of the EMF induced in the coil. Which quantity does not affect the magnitude of the induced EMF? Before that, magnitude of induced EMF depends on the number of, I think depends, I am writing the positive point. Okay, depends on number of turns. Okay, 1. Then area of the coil, it depends on all those things, and how fast the magnet moves. Anything is there with this answer? Magnet moves and the field strength, magnetic field strength. Is there any answer? It does not affect. No, this will get affected, this will get affected, the speed also will get affected. Only thing not getting affected is the polarity or the polarity of the magnets. Okay, it does not affect the electromagnetic induced position. 31st question. A student makes a small DC motor. The teacher supplies the following equipment. Okay, the student is also be able to use other equipments if he wishes. Which equipment must be used? For a motor, we need, what are all the materials? We need wire. Okay, it may be a coil of wire we need to connect, and to run the motor we need a battery power, and then last one to run these two things, magnets. Okay, I think these three is enough. So where is the thing? Battery, coil of wire and magnets. C. 32nd question. A simple model of an atom consists of small particles orbiting a central nucleus. Which row is correct? Okay, which row is correct? According to the Rutherford atom model, small dense positively charged particles called positively charged particles will be in the nucleus at its center, and electrons are orbiting around the orbit. Okay, so positively charged particles in nucleus, which is in the center, and electrons orbiting around it. Okay, these two are the points. So charges on nucleus is, it's positively charged. Okay, it's a positive charged. This one, these two conditions, and electrons always negative. So C. What is the charge on a proton and what is the charge on a neutron? So proton is always positive, photon is always +1, whereas neutron is neither positive nor negative, so it is a 0. Okay, this one is the condition. An isotope, now 34th question, isotope of radon is a radioactive. It decays by emitting an alpha particle. Okay, so what happens to the nucleus of a radon atom during the emission of the alpha particle? So it is clear that radon atom loses 2 proton and 2 neutron. Loses, I write it clear, loses 2 proton and 2 neutron during emission. So it is clear, nucleus different isotope. No, it becomes nucleus of a higher proton number. No, the proton number gets reduced, so lower proton number, so it is D. Okay, now 35th question. The nuclide notation of an isotope strontium is 9038 SR. Okay, so it is, can I write it? SR, it is 90, this is 38, this is proton plus neutron. Okay, this is neutron. Okay, proton plus neutron. Okay, here this is 38 is proton number. Okay, so how will we calculate neutron numbers, because they are asking only neutrons? So to find out the neutron, subtract the proton. So 90 minus 38, I think 52. Neutron is 52. I think which answer you will go? 90 and 52. B. Now 36th. A box is being used to store radioactive sources. What is the best material used for lining the box to prevent radiation from escaping? It should be a corrosion resistant material, as well as it should be malleable, because it should be pressed into any shape without breaking. I think I will go with lead. It's the best material because it's corrosion free. Okay, the earth, now 37th question. The earth is a planet that orbits the sun once in approximately 365 days. What does this enable us to explain? Day and night is not the thing to be considered. The apparent daily motion of the sun, no. I think season, the periodic season, that's a thing happening in every 365 days. Okay, 38th question. The radius of the orbit of Venus around the sun is 110 10 power 6 kilometer. Similarly, the radius orbit of the earth around the sun is 150 10 power 6 kilometer. The speed of the light is 0.3 10 power 6 kilometer per second. How long does light take to travel from Venus to Earth when these planets are close to each other? So Venus is close to the sun when they are to the closest. Both the Earth and the Venus are closest, means there is a difference in their distance between the radius. Okay, so we will take this condition. I think distance we will take into consideration by radius, difference in the radii. So I will calculate the difference in radii, okay, between Venus and the Earth. Okay, 150 10 power 6 minus 110 10 power 6 kilometer, I think common. I'll make it outside. So it is 40 10 power 6 kilometers. That's the difference between their distance between Venus and Earth. When they come close to there, means the distance is the radius difference. Now we will find out the, what is the thing they asked? Traveling time, that is light taken to travel. Okay, so traveling distance, so distance equal to speed equal to distance by time taken. We know what is speed, so we will move distance by speed. Okay, so I will calculate. Okay, here, so t is equal to, distance is 40 10 power 6, I think 10 power 6 divided by, here speed is 0.3 into 10 power 6. Okay, both will get cancelled. 40 by 0.3 is, how much it is coming? Nearly 130 seconds. Okay, 39th question. What are the three main types of radiation emitted by the sun? We know it is UV and infrared, and one more thing, visible light. That's all, these three things. Okay, last question in this paper. What is a light year? What is a light year? It is the distance traveled in space by a light in 1 year. This one, yeah, it's not in a kilometer or nothing, sun to earth distance, no nothing. It's the distance traveled in space by the light in 1 year. Yeah, with this paper ends. Thank you.